change where there is political will. So in June 2003, my partner Sarah, who's over there somewhere, and I were in Toronto, her hometown, when the Canadian law changed, allowing two people of the same sex to marry. Yeah, we love the Canadians. We decided then and there to get married and had a fantastic wedding with friends and family from all over the world. When we got back to Australia, we wanted to find out whether the marriage was legal here. A friend introduced us to Jason and Adrian, a gay male couple who had also married in Canada, and we decided to lodge a joint application. The Marriage Act stipulated that overseas marriages were recognised in Australia except in certain circumstances. If one of the parties was already married, or if they were not of marriageable age, if they didn't consent, or if they were related. The legislation did not say if the marriage was between two people of the same sex, which meant that it was possible, quite possible, that our marriages might well be valid under Australian law. So our legal team advised us to lodge an application in the Victorian Family Court seeking a declaration that our marriage was legally recognised. The date set for our hearing was the 23rd of August 2004. Easy for us to remember because it was our first wedding anniversary. It seemed we had a good chance of winning, except our lawyers advised if Howard changes the law. At this point, the federal government got wind of our case and were clearly concerned about the ambiguity of the legislation. So, the Marriage Amendment Bill was introduced on the 24th of June and included for the first time a definition of marriage as the union of a man and a woman. It also stated that a union solemnised in a foreign country between a man and another man, or a woman and another woman, must not be recognised as a marriage in Australia. Boom, yes. In the debate in the Senate, Brian Greig said, "There are at least two test cases before the Australian courts seeking a declaration of same-sex marriage conducted overseas. One of these couples includes a Canadian national, a person whose marriage is lawful in Canada but about to become unlawful in Australia, a ridiculous situation. There is no need for rush and haste. The Australian citizens who have their case before the legal system deserve their day in court. Rushing to extinguish legal avenues is despicable." And indeed, that ridiculous situation still remains. Just last week, Sarah was in Canada and married, and I was in Australia and unmarried. Then Sarah became unmarried again as she entered Australian airspace. And we're both unmarried here today. But the bill was rushed through, ensuring it was passed into law before our court hearing. It received royal assent on the 16th of August, exactly 1 week before our hearing in the family court. Our case was dead and we withdrew our application. The rest, as they say, is history. So, they didn't need a plebiscite first time round, they don't need one now. Any plebiscite is a bad plebiscite. There is no such thing as a good or better or okay plebiscite. Irish campaigners describe their referendum as brutal and urge us to do whatever it takes to stop it. Kids, mine and others in rainbow families will be the focus, and be in no doubt it will be appalling for them. We are a strong and resilient community, but some of us, many of us even, will be brought to our knees by this. Not having a plebiscite doesn't mean we have to wait 3 years for marriage equality. The good news is there's a great plan B. I never thought I'd say this, but let's just take a leaf out of John Howard's book and change the law quickly, easily and for free. Cheers, guys.